Are you guys hear me on here? So you guys hear me on the headset? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I recently got all this gaming setup done here, and apparently I can't change the audio over since I got an Astro. You guys can't see it down here, but I got these set of Astro headphones and the mixer and stuff for it. And now apparently that's the only way the audio is working. I got to find it unless I have to turn and disconnect that off. But at any rate, I'll sit here and look like a goofball with a set of headphones on. Ain't the first time I look like a goof. But anyway, all right. Now I'll try to read some chat here now that everybody can actually hear me. No, nobody's pulled a wire out. It's just, as you guys can see here, um, I've increased. I got monitors. I got multiple laptops, a whole mixer they're going on down here, and because I've mainly been using this for playing Call of Duty and stuff with some friends online and goofing around. And I made it a little more elaborate than I had before, and I hadn't done a live stream since doing that, so that's why it's kind of yeah, right. Hey Jason, but I appreciate you asking to log in. But anyway, so how's everybody doing tonight? I really like these headphones. I got to tell you guys because I don't know if any of you other guys play games out there or not. I really don't play many games. The only game I play is Call of Duty with a bunch of friends. We get on in the evenings sometimes, and but I recently just got these Astros A40s, this headset, the mixer amp, and stuff. And I mean, the sound of them is just incredible. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, but nobody could hear me. 4 a.m. there. Wow. Yeah, I imagine you're a little tired. Um, but as I was saying, guys, I'm gonna do the other giveaway on these two, the other two Arma Felony Christmas ornaments I got. I picked two random numbers in my phone here. I put on my notepad, and I'm gonna have you guys guess them somewhere between 1 and 50, and whoever gets either closest by the end of it or picks the right number. I guess they'll be actually having to pick the right number. Will win the Christmas ornament, and I will send it out to you. What's up, Christians RC? How's it going? And anybody joining in late or coming in here, I have a headset on because my microphone on my camera is not working now after adding all of this. But it probably sounds better. I hope it sounds better. All right, well, we'll tell you what. We'll do one here real quick now. We're gonna start here. Everybody's already picking numbers. Hold on. So, all right. So the first will be between 1 and 50, and whoever picks the right number for the first one will get the first one out sent out to you. And while we're waiting for what's up, Force? How's it going, buddy? Um, well, some of you guys are getting kind of close. Um, so today, guys, I don't know any of you guys that watch or on Instagram also or has seen any of the short stuff I put up today. But after my last video with the whole situation with with Chad and this whole thing, um, we actually had a fun time, and I let Chad go out today and record the whole own video and put together stuff, and had a lot of fun. Took, like I said, it took the Arma Mojave out and yeah, Creighton 8S, and it was a blast. Went out to the local park area, and it was just a good time. Kind of, I made a change to the Arma Mojave, and number one had geared it up a couple teeth, and then put the D-Boots belted guitars under the Mojave. I had to trim out the body a tiny bit around the fender wells, and the guitars fit on there beautiful. And guys, Arma Mojave with the guitar tires is just incredible. It made that truck a whole new animal, and it is just a blast. So I'm looking at the numbers here. Nobody's hit it yet, and you guys can, you know, I guess depending on how many people are in here, you can throw a second guess out there. But yeah, if you've never tried the Arma Mojave with guitars, if you have one, and guys, give it a try. I mean, it's just that thing is a blast. Literally, had that thing standing up. What hey, you can't just pick every number in the book, there, Christian. Come on. But yeah, the Mojave man with the oh, somebody got really close. Um, but yeah, that thing was just a blast. That thing was doing wheelies down the street. I never had the Mojave standing up doing wheelies like that. It was crazy. It's still the stock power system in that thing. It's still just a stock Firma system. What is up, guys? I see a lot of good numbers and a couple guys that come really close. That's probably what I would have picked. Two molds RC is 50, but that's not it. But a lot of times people give a number, random number. It's either the first number or the last number. Is anybody? Some say one. Yes, that's true too. Somebody else just hit really, really close. Nah. How's life been, Jason? By the way. Oh no. It's kind of fun just watching all the different numbers pop by here. What's the question? You got to pick a number between 1 and 50, and whoever gets the number right is going to get the first Arma Felony Christmas ornament. I have two of them, so we're going to do another one here in a little bit. Everybody keeps hitting so close to it. I've seen now three times now somebody hit below it and above it, but not on it. What does it look like? What does what look like? Christmas ornament or the Mojave? Mojave looks awesome with the the kids with yeah. Oh wait a minute. See somebody else was just really close. It was good to see you, talk to you, Jason. Life's been pretty good now with the new. And you guys that don't know Jason in here, he used to be me and him worked together at the previous job, and we both kind of made some changes. And there you are, Molds RC. You hit it, man. Well, you can't see that. Jeez, oh man. Well, at any rate, jeez, oh man, it's still blown out. There you go. You can kind of see. 28 was the first one. Oh, and now and I probably I got to pick another second number now because now you guys probably just saw the second number. I'm a smart one, guys. Now we're not doing the second one yet. Anyway, molds. Where'd you go? Yeah, molds RC. Hit it with number 28. That was the first one. So molds here. I'm gonna drop my email address. Now you guys get to see. Oops. I'm gonna drop my email address down here in the comments, and shoot me an email address. Shoot me an email with your address, and I will ship this out to you. Just shoot me an email at barsandtonerc at yahoo.com, and I will. Yeah, all right, I got to pick another one here, but I want to pick it before we obviously start the next one. But yeah, shoot me an email, and everyone thank you, Christian. But yeah, we'll do the other one here, but I got to pick another number. What would be a good number here? Do we make it harder or keep it between 1 and 50 again? That's kind of distracting. Anybody else get to go out and have some fun today? Hold on. We're not going to do the second one just yet. I'm going to type it in here and save it. All right. So I'm gonna put that down. It's got my Mojave XB in yesterday. Put a Max 6 in it. Oh man, Patrick, you know what? The Mojave even on 6S. I mean, like I was just saying, today I was running mine on the stock system. I geared it up. I think I got an either 18 or 19 tooth pinion on that thing now with the stock system running on a good battery with those belted guitar tires on that thing. And that thing was just a beast. I mean, that Mojave is just a blast and it's amazing. The Mojave and like the Arma Limitless, well, not the Limitless now, but the Infraction, those things are like indestructible. I don't know if it's because the way everything's tucked in, but I mean those things can just take hits and hits and hits and rolls and crashes and just keep on rolling. At Mojave, I thrashed the heck out of that thing today, trying to launch it up trees, jumping it off of buildings, just all kinds of stupid stuff. And I mean, Mojave came home in one piece, and amazingly enough, the Creighton 8S came home in one piece too. I thought for sure Chad was going to destroy one of them, but amazingly enough, they both came home and together. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to ship this over to UK or not. Um, I don't know what. I haven't checked shipping for a while. Going over the UK, it's probably would end up being like 6 times the cost of one of these cars. I don't know. Do you have an SBR? No, I do not. Well, I mean, yes, Jeremy. I mean, obviously, if the car crashes and gets broken, that's on Chad. But anything that's good or cool that happens, then that was me that was driving. I mean, we flip flop in and out of you know controlling very quickly. It's amazing how that happens. What's up, Jims? How's it going, buddy? H Riviera, thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. Advice on my new arrival tomorrow, the XBL cast. 11 hour waiting at home. You got the new. You got. Do you having the 8S or the 6? I'm assuming that's the 8S if you're putting the 1100 kV in there. Is that the new Outcast 8S EXB? Yeah. Um, the Outcast, man. I mean, mine. I started working on mine slowly and doing different things to it. But the 1100 kV. Well, I have uh, the castle set up in mine. The only car I still have the castle set up in there, but I do have the 1100. And I mean, it's been a great truck, and that's a great power plant for that thing. On this bigger cars like that, I put the 800 kV motor in the Creighton 8S because it was a little bit heavier, bigger platform, and had extra torque. But the 1100 kV on the Outcast platform is awesome. It's like a perfect thing. And yes, on well, yeah, that's on the 800 there, NBRC. On the gearing on that thing, I'm running 3539 on the my Outcast 8 SEXB. And it's the same thing. I mean, it's a castle setup, but it's 1100 kV motor, and I'm running 3539 in there, and it seems to be just perfect. I mean, you got tons of speed, nice air control with it, and really, that thing has been a tank. I've been amazed the amount of abuse that Outcast has taken. Honestly, on the bigger cars like that, the Creighton when I first got it was a bit of a problem child between bending chassis and stuff. The Outcast, it didn't have as many issues with it. No, Riviera, I would honestly keep the 1100. I would keep the 1100 kV motor for the Outcast, because the 800 has obviously you're having to gear it up. You got to gear it a little bit more, which is not a big deal, but the 800 is great on the Creighton, I think, but honestly, the 1100 is great on both cars. But I would not worry about swapping out the motor. That motor will be great in that truck. Honestly, I mean, if I had another 1100 kV motor, I would probably put that in my Creighton just to try it and run it because I do like you get that extra little bit of higher wheel speed without having to gear it up. But that was the same system. The one that's in my Creighton 8S now is the one that was in my X Max, which I decided to abandon that whole kind of setup because wasn't it just wasn't loving it. Well, the motor, should I say, the 800 kV motor was the first motor that I had in my X Max, and I found out that that was a terrible motor for the X Max. But if you got, I mean, what other questions do you have for that? There's lots of people in there can give you lots of good advice too. What else you want to do, or what else you have you done or planning on doing to your outcast? Yeah, I would definitely agree with Force. The 1100 kV is probably the best choice for the any of the 8S size. Might be going out tomorrow again. I geared the heck out of my Typhon 6S, and I hit. I think on the last run we measured out, it was 168 feet or something like that. I think was the furthest I've hit with my Typhon 6S so far, and I geared it up. I thought I actually had higher gearing on the Typhon, and I went up 4 teeth on it, and I'm hoping I'm gonna. My goal is to hit 200 foot with the Typhon with that new ramp that Trevor got because it's definitely capable of it. As long as I don't start getting that weird torque twist thing going on in the air and the Typhon 6S ending up upside down in the air. That's the bad part. Charged. Well, thank you, mate, Ruby. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, I. You know what, Chad? Chad. After the last video, I was asking everybody about Chad and the whole thing because honestly, guys, I enjoy making the intros. I have a lot of fun doing them. However, I was just wanting to make sure, and I was kind of concerned. And I know it's like it's this my channel, and kind of just do what I want. But at the same time, I didn't want it to become like where people are getting annoyed with it. I try to just put them in there every few videos and put together little stuff, but I didn't want to overwhelm or kill anybody with it. But it seemed like from everybody's response in the chat or in the yeah in the comments on the last video, everybody kind of enjoyed it, wanted him to stick around. So that's why today Chad got his own special video today where it was all him and we I Chad edited the video differently and kind of put things together a little differently than I normally would. And honestly, I really dug the video. You guys will see it coming up here. I'm planning on posting it either tomorrow or the next day. But I kind of did a little bit more of a faster pace type of setup where there's little moments, but a lot more of just a little more fast paced stuff. And honestly, I think the video came out awesome. I was really happy with it. So Chad might get his own, maybe like, you know, once or twice a month, get his own video time where he could put together a video like he wants. Guys, honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm losing it. This whole thing with Chad, and sometimes I start talking to people about it like he's a real person, and it's so bizarre. But it is what it is. All right, so again, H Riviera, I really appreciate the donations there in the chat, man. That's awesome. And like I said, anytime there's any videos and you ever have any questions, I always answer stuff back in the comments. So if you ever got any other questions, about anything, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll answer you back on anything I can help you with. We love Chad. See, that's another thing. I'm thinking about getting some sort of shirt or sticker. Probably not. Probably just a sticker. Be easier because I like getting stickers made and giving them out to people. And I'm thinking about getting some sort of Chad sticker. I don't know what it should say yet, but for anybody that's on here regularly and tunes in, I think would find it funny getting some sort of I don't know what we should name it, but some sort of Chad sticker would be great because I like that whole thing started with Chad and parts of that thing with the whole no cash no bash sticker. When that whole thing happened. No, you don't, Christian. You know you love Chad. Come on. You know you love Chad. You can't hate Chad. All right, Molds RC sounds good, buddy. You sent me an email. All right, yeah, I'll get these mailed out sometime this week. I'll get that one mailed out to you. Is Chad related to Trevor? No, you know what? I don't know who Chad's related to. Honestly, I don't even know where Chad came from. And that brings up a whole nother little story that I was talking with a buddy of mine today about Chad and how far I ever kind of wanted to go with this whole thing, and maybe bringing a little bit of a Chad backstory into some stuff, and it could be kind of funny. I definitely come up with some pretty good ideas already on it, so might have to try it out at some point. They do look like. Hey, now, I mean, well, you know what? I'll give you this. Whenever Trevor wears his hat backwards, and that whole, I could maybe see it, but we are going to do something to set Chad apart a little bit in the looks. I just ordered it tonight, so you guys will see that coming up in some videos. Chad's going to start getting more of his own his own look, should I say? I mean, normally Chad's always, obviously in some sort of hoodie with his hat on backwards, but he's going to get some little touches to his look. Uh, we can just well, we could just blame Trevor for Chad's existence. Oh my god, I'm surprised Trevor's not in here. Me and him were playing games a little bit earlier. I'm surprised he's not, or he is in here and he's just sneaking around watching everybody's comments. God. All right, you guys want to do the next drawing for this one? Well, we usually, if Chad's not there, I can blame Trevor. If Trevor's not there, I can just make Chad there and blame him. I mean, I've really come up with a great way of a little scapegoat, for anything stupid that happens, because it's makes it far easier. The car broke. Ah, dang it, Chad. I feel like he's in here. Also, what's up, Struck and Trees? What's going on, buddy? I know. I feel like Extreme Bashers. I feel like he's in here too. I do. I just don't know where he's hiding out. He hasn't decided to say hello to everybody. Yeah, I need one of those. Well, all right. So let me double check my number here. All right. So I have my number written down. So this is going to be between 1 and, yeah, we'll go 1 and 50 again. Figure there's, well, according to this right now, there's 23, 25 people in here. So, excuse me. Um, Somebody's got to get it at least on the second try, right? So everybody go now. Nope, 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 nope. Oh. Curious to see who gets this first. Oh, no. No. Kind of fun watching them roll in. Ooh. No. Oh, getting close. Oh, getting real close. Oh, my God. I know it's probably a delay, so whenever I'm saying getting close, who knows what's popping up on your screen. Oh, my God. Oh, I've seen his number. Ah. Who is going to get it? Up. Oh, wait a minute. Did somebody? Hold on a second. Did somebody already get? I think somebody already got it. Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I think it blew past and I didn't see it. Who? Oh, so you picked. Oh, okay. Well, H Riviera. I thought I only seen your two. Oh, wait a minute. No, Jeremy Stone picked it first. No. Oh my God. I'm just noticing here. So I'm looking through. Hold on, guy. I'm making sure because H Riviera picked it first, I believe, and then Jeremy also picked it. We're talking about number one. So I believe he picked it first. I'm Jeremy. I'm sorry, but I swear. Oh, I'm sorry, Jim's. Yeah. So I was looking here, and man, it will not. Man, that's great. I mean, it looks terrible. Anyway, guys, just trust me. Um, Up here, if you look where it starts here, because it started with Dutch with 34, and then the first one to hit number one was Rivera, and I did not see that, and everything started skipping by, and then he picked it again. Wow, that's crazy. What's up, Johnny? How's it going? Thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate that, man. Holy cow. 28 bronze. Yeah. Oh, see, guys? Look who decided to pop in here out of nowhere. Trevor comes in with a number. Doesn't say hi. Doesn't say anything. Trying to scoop up the felony ornament. How about that? Anyway, guys, I kind of blundered that. I missed the number, the winning number as it skipped by, and I did not see it at first. But at any rate, Rivera, you won, buddy. Shoot me an email if you need the email address. Let me know. But it is up top, and I'll get you your Arma Felony ornament out. What are you doing, Trevor? I thought you were done with online for the night. But Johnny, no, thank you very much, buddy. I really appreciate a donation, man. We'll look at getting some proper headgear at least for Trevor because I know he's almost taken one to the dome way too many times. Stickers. So, well, yeah, I'll get this mailed out to you, buddy. Trevor. Oh my God. Did anybody else get to go out and have some fun today? Yeah, we're gonna see what's happening tomorrow. Yeah, I got to see what's happening or what's all going on tomorrow. But hopefully, if Trevor, Trevor kind of said that he wanted to go out, and the plan is to hopefully go out tomorrow and take the ramp out because I really, really, really want to just hit that thing wide open with the Typhon. We're trying to find a road, almost like a speed run road, where I can get that Typhon just up to full speed and hit that ramp just wide open because I have a feeling that thing is just going to fly. I've been seeing Christians. I've been seeing your videos, man. You driving that Stampede around. That thing does. You look like you have a good time with that thing. Does backflips on 2S. Is the Creighton 4S still running or is it down? I know the last time I seen your video, I think like a week or two ago with it. What is it? The front diff or is the center drive shaft broken or what? Have a good night, MBRC. Appreciate you dropping by, buddy. But yeah, that's the plan. I want to try to get the Typhon 6S out to 200 foot, and it's definitely capable of it. I know that. Just got to get that extra little bit of speed with it. Like I said, that with that ramp that Trevor's got, man. I mean, that thing just shoots him perfectly. A woolly hat for Trevor and a Well, it is coming into that season, man. Today, guys, I went out. I couldn't believe I even waited till about noon to go out today, and it was still only it was like 47 degrees when I left, and I mean it was still cold out there. I went out to the local state park, and it's right. I mean, there's huge lakes all around it, and I mean the wind was just blowing like crazy, and I mean it was legit cold. And I'm like, wait till it's wintertime again. I'm looking forward to the snow, honestly, because I had a ton of fun even last year. Up at our mall, our local mall, they always plow all the snow piles up really nicely, and they always manage to make at least a couple of them just perfect for a ramp. And just launching the cars off of snow piles are always fun. It's unfortunate because you always end up breaking stuff because all the plastic is so cold and brittle, but it's still a blast. It didn't get decent until about 3. Oh, yeah, today was the same thing. I tried when I first went out, I tried to go a little earlier. I was gonna go to the skate park, and it started raining. Got down to the skate park just as it stopped sprinkling, and it was packed with people, which I was kinda surprised with being as cold and everything was all wet. There was a whole bunch of people still down there at the skate park, so tried to go down. I knew the motocross track was holding races today, so that was a bust. Um, and Trevor was out, and he was busy until later today, so it didn't take the ramp or anything else like that out. So decided to just head out to the park and kind of find some natural jumps and some fun, and let Chad, put together his own thing. I'm actually kind of excited for everybody to see because there's some things that any of you guys have followed along with this. I mean, so oh, you're in Minnesota? Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you guys know what it's like with cold. Minnesota gets brutal. I don't know if you guys, you guys know any guys that live up in Minnesota. I was up there for Super Bowl, whatever it was, like I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, maybe somewhere right around there. I don't remember how many years ago it was. I'm sure Trevor, if he's still in here, remembers because Trevor's a huge sports person. But there was a Super Bowl up there in Minnesota, and we were doing the game, obviously. And I mean, that place, it was the worst environment I'd ever been in. I mean, it was so freaking cold up there. As soon as you walked out of the hotel room and you tried to walk down a block, I mean, your face just instantly hurt. It was brutal. Suppose very nice. Runs solo. What? What's up, Froggy? How's it going, buddy? Decided to just throw this up. I wanted to give away these other two ornaments tonight because I wanted to do this like last weekend, and things just got kind of crazy and didn't get a chance to. So I figured anybody that was willing to tune in tonight and hang out for a moment, you know, somebody wants to get the ornament. That's cool. Yeah, I did run so low today. I did run so low last night too. Usually, me and Trevor are the ones we always get on Call of Duty and then find other people on there. There were, both of us have friends with people on there and have a fun time. So that's where the solo part comes from. But anyway, yeah. So today was just kind of a fun time out there with the Mojave and all that, and everything's actually else is running at the moment. Got everything else fixed. If I got the X Max fixed, I had a video will be coming up too with that thing. I had the X Max out, and for the first time with the X Max, I actually killed a pinion gear. I know I see most people, so many people always posting up destroying pinions on the X Max, and I never have. What's up, Angry Jack? How's it going, bud? But yeah, everybody's always destroying the X Max gears, and I never have. I don't know if I've even broken one before until now. And finally, the other day, I was out there doing some backflips and front flips and a bunch of stuff with the X Max, just having fun with it, and finally killed one. So I got a hardened one and got the X Max fixed up again. And I think actually right now, every single car is actually fixed and running, which is always amazing. You got to love the rain in the UK. Has it been a lot of rain there again? I know I see a lot of stuff. Some of the other guys, watch over there in the UK. Like, man, there's certain spells where it just nonstop rains there. Yeah, Froggy, that's exactly it. I realize with the X Max, if you are coming down with that gas wide open on that thing, that is what just kills those gears. Now this time I had the Traxxas pinion on it, which is made out of the monkey metal, and they don't last very long. This time I got one of the I can't remember the brand now. It's one of the major bigger brands for the hardened pinions. It's not Saga, but it was another brand. But this one I'm actually got a hardened good pinion for it. I'm running the 2050 gears on it, so hopefully this one holds up a little longer. What's up, Cora? How's it going? Go to attack the MT410. That is just so much. Rivera, I'm honestly thinking I've never had the MT410, but I have not talked to a single person that has one of those cars that does not love it. That either A, the thing is just a blast, and B, it's like indestructible. Now, um, my ET48, I mean, honestly, for being a race buggy, I'm been astounded on how well that car has held up. I mean, I honestly thought I was going to start breaking a lot of stuff on it really quickly and easily and having a ton of problems turning that thing into a basher. But I mean, the A arms on that thing and the drivetrain itself is really robust. I mean, I've been amazed on what that thing can put up with. It's just been a tank. But the Technos. So I have been giving some serious thought to getting an MT410 and trying it out. Yeah, I think one of those would be one of those perfect, those skate park bashers and stuff like that. That's what like the Traxxas Max. The Max is like the perfect skate park basher. I mean, it's smaller, it's nimble, and it'll backflip and do tricks, and it's really robust. I mean, the Max they definitely did a great job with that thing as far as the durability wise goes. I put the M2C Racing chassis brace on mine, and I haven't broken any bulkheads or anything else on it now because that was the only issue I was having with it was I kept breaking the bulkhead ears where they kind of come up into the front. But ever since putting that brace on, I haven't had that problem yet. So it's been holding up pretty good. I know the granite. Well, Froggy, I can't argue with the granite. I mean, the granite. I'm sure many other people in here have or have the granite, and I mean the granite is like an indestructible truck. I mean, mine. I beat the living snot out of mine for the first year, and I mean that thing just kept on rolling. It didn't care. Occasionally broke an A arm or a shock, or something like that, but besides that, thing just kept going. I didn't last bashing. I bet. What kind of power system do you have in the MT410? I have a couple power systems. I have a whole nother 8S with a what is that? An 1100 kV setup. I have a 1650 Castle motor, and I have some 4S ESCs. So I probably have something to just throw in there with just getting the build. Okay, so you're right. You are running on 6S. Does the drivetrain and everything seem to hold up pretty well on it? I know, Froggy. I mean that granite man, that thing just took so many tumbles and rolls. I don't know if that's might be the only. I can't remember. That might be like the only 3S car that I never broke the chassis on. I don't think I did. I mean, I broke the chassis a half dozen times on the Typhon 3S. The Creighton 4S, I broke. Geez, probably 4 to 6 chassis on that thing. Um, but on the Granite, I don't know if I ever broke the chassis on that truck. That thing always just held together. It was crazy. You have the bash bar on my Granite. What's the bash bar from? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I was driving that thing around with three wheels. That was great. That thing. See, even on three wheels, it didn't care. It kept going. That was funny. I remember that now. That thing just kept rolling. I was like, all right, well, you're broken. You're going to get it now. So just kept going after it. And even missing a wheel, the Granite still went. I don't know how good of an idea this is. It's 10:45 at night, and I'm drinking a Red Bull. But honestly, I don't know if caffeine affects me like that anymore. Like it's just kind of. I know lots of people that just like they'll drink coffee right before bed, but it's the one thing. See, I don't feel bad then, Froggy. You're drinking a Monster. I got a Red Bull. But yeah, I think I want to do another build for sure. I decided that because I love the builds. I love building those things from scratch. Honestly, I was what Monster. I've had those Monster Java ones, and those are pretty good. I think it's the Mocha ones. They're really good. I don't like it too sweet, but I mean those ones are actually really good. Oh yeah, I struck it a Speed Psycho at was that a Granite? Yeah, when we went on the bash together. When I met him up in Detroit when I was up there for work, he very first jump, excuse me, launched that thing right into the steel rails on the park and snapped that car. I don't remember if he broke the chassis. I know pieces went flying everywhere. I think he did. The mean beans are good. I don't like the salted caramel just because I'm not a giant fan of caramel like that in drinks. And that's honestly, guys, why I drink the sugar free. I mean, I'm not, watching my calories, but I like the flavor of it because the regular Red Bull is a little bit too sweet for my liking. I used to like it, and then I was forced to drink the sugar free because the hotel we were staying at didn't have any of the regular, so I had to drink the sugar free. And for some reason, after like the second day of drinking it, I never went back. I just enjoyed it more. $30 coupon starting. I'll have to look because anyway, I think I got sidetracked. But yes, I want to do another build because guys, whatever I was doing was salty. I don't know what you got as a Red Bull, man. Somebody may have altered that. Um, but whenever I was building the Techno, the ET48, I mean, going downstairs in my garage, turning on the music, and just sitting there putting that thing together at no fast pace, not in a hurry, just going through the book, putting that thing together was like some of the most enjoyable, relaxing time I'd ever like. It was just, it was a blast. I don't know what it was about it, but it was so much fun just sitting there putting that thing together from the beginning. And honestly, I miss that. Like, I want to do another build just because it was a lot of fun. Well, Froggy, I don't. How many of you remember when Red Bull had the energy shooters? Now, you guys all seen the little 5-hour energies, that are out. Do any of you ever remember seeing the Red Bull energy shooters? Because I got a story about those, and it wasn't good. I regretted it for a week. So, if you've never seen them, they're really cool looking little bottles, the Red Bull colors, and there's little energy shots, right? So, this was back whenever Red Bull was really getting, larger and they were promoting a lot. I was doing a skate park championship down in Florida. It's some big complex area down there. Anyways, Red Bull, of course, was sponsoring it, and they had the Red Bull girls there, and they were passing out Red Bulls to everybody. Well, we were there for like 4 or 5 days. And the Red Bull girls came over to the truck because we're with the broadcast truck. She came over and she's like, "Hey, do you want a couple Red Bulls?" I'm like, "Yes, I love it." And she's like, "Okay." She gave me like two or three of them, and I said, "Hey, if you have anything extra at the end of the day, I'd love to keep it on the truck, because I love the stuff." Like, okay. Well, anyway, the girl comes back at the end of the day, hands me, I think it was either two or three of actual the cases, like not the weird little skinny cases that they have now, but there was an actual case with like the plastic wrapped around it. She hands me two or three cases of Red Bull, and she also hands me two bricks of the energy shooters. They were like in these boxes that were like, 6 inches long by like 4 inches high. And were you listening? Big voice. Sorry, I was reading some of this. Um, anyway, so they hand me these energy shooters, and I had never seen them up to this point. So I get them like, oh wow, well, so I drank one. We were having long days, like we were working like 14, 15-hour days. So I'm down on these energy shooters and chasing it with regular Red Bull. And at this time, those energy shooters had just came out. So that night, during that day, I drank, I think, 4 or 5 of those energy shots. And I kid you not, guys, I did not sleep for the next 3 nights. I don't know what happened. I swear there was like some sort of illegal narcotic in these things because I was so jacked up and just in a fog for days. I could not think right, and it wasn't very long. It wasn't more than I would say 6 months. They were off the market. They were gone. They made them take away. I don't know what the deal was with them, and I never really researched it much. But it's like if you look now, the Red Bull Energy shots are gone. I think there's something in those things that screwed people up. Because I know they screwed me up. But yeah, I mean the Red Bull Energy shots, man, those things were wicked. I remember I got back to the hotel that first night after drinking it, and I'm just like, I know I needed to go to bed because I was only going to get like 3 hours of sleep as it was, and I'm like, forget it. I think I drank another regular Red Bull, stayed up all night, worked the whole next day, stayed up the next night. I just couldn't go to bed, and it's like I knew I needed to go to bed, but my brain was not having it. Yes, Patrick, I did. I remember sitting in that truck, and I remember my coworker at the time, like, he's like, "Dude," he's like, you were not, you're not right." He's like, "You're not acting normal." I'm like, I don't know what's wrong." I said, "I can't sleep." I said, I'm like, "I can't think right." I was a mess, and I never drank them. I literally never touched any more of those energy shots. I think we either threw them away or gave them away to somebody else because like I couldn't drink them. They were. I see honestly see why they got taken off the market because they should not be for human consumption. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you decide at that point, take an energy shooter. It's like, well, I'm not going to bed. My sleeping is over. Exactly it, Johnny. It's like, yep. I used to drink Red Bull just for the taste, but now I still drink. That's just it. Honestly, now the Red Bull, the regular stuff, the sugar-free Red Bull I drink now, I just noticed that can almost looks like the regular flavor on camera, but it is a sugar-free. But that's just I just I love the flavor of this stuff. I love the taste of it. It's just I think if not even a matter of the caffeine, I've just gotten more addicted to the taste. I love the taste. For the 30 hours straight. Dude, bars you're not playing. Joe RC, am thinking about it. I'm mainly like only we play um because I just got this set up. I'm looking at right now building an actual tower. I've always been on console. And a coworker of mine has always been trying to push me into getting on PC gaming and all that. But the problem is, I'm still on controller, even on the PC. I cannot do the keyboard and mouse. My hands don't work right. This has this is the Predator Helios. It has the RTX 3060 in it, and I mean for a gaming laptop, I mean it works great. But I do want to build myself an actual tower at some point. Um, I've been slowly adding this stuff. Like I said, I got these Astros headset with the mixer and stuff. I've been getting a little bit more into the gaming, but I am thinking about. I was watching actually some of the gameplay on the new Overwatch, and it looks like fun. It honestly does. And we did. I actually did. I know, Froggy. Honestly, the beaming does. Do you have an idea how many videos I have watched in the past of people building those different obstacles and cars and crashing them and doing this stuff? It looks like fun. Does, does that Revere? Were you able to play anything? Yeah, I don't know, man. I've tried the keyboard and mouse a number of times, and my hands just they don't want to do what I want them to do. So I've just stuck on controller even on the PC. But I'll tell you what, getting on the laptop, getting on PC, and having a lot larger field of view, the clearer picture. I mean, usually running around like 110, 120 frames per second. I mean, it's been a huge change going from the console to the PC. It's been a lot of fun though. But I am now that I'm kind of on this setup and going this direction. I think I might try the Overwatch because we actually did the BlizzCon right before. It was the year before COVID hit. Like there was that one, and then they were supposed to have that year, the next year, and then COVID happened and it got canceled. But that year before, we actually did part of the BlizzCon show out there in Anaheim, and we were doing the Overwatch stage, doing all the gaming competitions and stuff like that, and doing a broadcast for that part of it. I gotta tell you, man, watching those dudes play Overwatch, these I don't know, I guess they're professionals, was just insanity. I mean, I couldn't even tell what was going on. There was so much stuff flying around and people rocketing back and forth from one side of the screen. I had no idea what was going on, but it looked like fun. I know I couldn't do that, but Call of Duty has been a little bit more of my speed, and I've played the game for so long. And I mean, way back whenever Call of Duty first had really started, I've always been on there, and but only my main game. Just kind of enjoyed chatting with people and getting on here with friends and just having some funny conversations and playing some games. Anybody else out there into certain games or play Call of Duty or anything else? As you guys have noticed yet, my lives now are not just like strictly RC related. I mean, if anybody else wants to talk about anything else, have at it. I enjoy talking about all kinds of stuff. And honestly, just enjoying talking about conversations and having conversations with you guys in chat and different things you guys bring up. Esports is nutty. Yes, it is nutty. Those things are nuts. I mean, watching those dudes play those games, out there at BlizzCon was just it was a whole nother level. I mean, it was nuts. Oh my god, 160 proof, dude. That had to have burned. You know, I have played probably. I would go on a high estimate of 2 minutes of Minecraft. I didn't. It's not for me. I don't know what it was. It's just the point of the game. I don't know. It just kind of threw me off. Anyway, I've never really played Minecraft. My nieces and nephews and stuff loved playing it. I know, like, one always watches videos on it stuff. Um, COD, I just have to update it. Yeah, we're on there pretty much every evening. I mean, not every evening, but during the weekends we usually get on, and sometimes some evenings during the week if everybody's kind of free. But and I tried Fortnite for about 30 seconds, and uh, I don't even know. Now, no offense to anybody out there that loves that game and plays it, but I have no idea how anybody plays that game. It's ridiculous. I get it. I mean, the Fortnite. I mean, with the younger generation, I mean that game is huge, and I think that's kind of obviously what's a little more driven towards. Is definitely the younger generation. Obviously, like mine. I think that's kind of like why I enjoy like the Call of Duty because it's a little bit more of it's a wider age spectrum game, I guess you could say. Um, but I tried Fortnite, and it was just number one. I could not figure out the mechanics of the game, some of the gunplay, and the whole idea of like building things while you're in a fight. It was way too much. It was way too much. If I stuck with it, maybe it would have been better, but I didn't. I'm like, I'm out. What's up, Sergeant Jays? How's it going, buddy? Ever try virtual RC? No. Is that an actual RC game? See, this is what I mean. There's probably all kinds of cool games out there that I don't even know exist, but I never really look. Like I literally have the game we usually play, and that's usually about it. Yes, Trevor. Timmy. Timmy loves the Fortnite, and Timmy loves the towers. Finished up my workbench. Would you build a new workbench? See, what's the point of building? What is exactly okay, Angry Jack? I want to know because, like, what is the point of building these things? Is it a matter of trying to get like height advantage on people? Because like that's the part I never understood. And people building like uh bunkers or something. Wait a minute, what? Oh, okay. So you literally build it up as a way to block from getting shot and killed. My neighbor got so obsessed with Minecraft, he slept walked in my garden and built me a lovely track. Well, I guess there's a plus side to it then, right? Yeah, I mean, I would have had to probably try playing it more. I think the problem was I was too used to the mechanics and the gameplay of Call of Duty, and then trying to play that just threw me off. But I know there's tons of people that play both of them, but I just never got into the game. Matches are longer and slower paced, like you know, Froggy. I gotta tell you, that was one of the things I had first heard, and I'm curious to see what happens here with the new Modern Warfare 2. Is the whole thing with guns and stuff like that with being able to get them because they were talking about trying to do originally like a PUBG style where you have to find your different pieces and build your stuff as you go in the battle royale things. And then I heard that that's going away and they're going to do loadouts and all this different stuff. But that was one thing that immediately kind of had me turned off because like I know like that whole setup with PUBG and stuff like that slows down the gameplay a lot and it kind of makes people a lot less wanting to just go gung ho off the bat. But I don't know if that would be any. Yeah, I mean, I did play that a bit. I have played the PUBG a bit, and it was fun. It was definitely you can't go into that game playing the same way you play Call of Duty or something else because you can't just roll in there and try to go nuts right off the bat. But oh, see, now you just had to ruin it, Frog. What the heck, man? You know, I half thought the game was okay. No, I'm just kidding. Sounds good, Rivera. Thank you very much, buddy. Yeah, yeah. You guys shot me the emails. Like I said, I'll get the felony ornaments mailed out this week. Get them mailed out to you guys and sent out. Yeah, Kansas. See, I'm the same. Battlefield. I played Battlefield for a little bit too. Um, it wasn't on my. It wasn't on mine. I played somebody else's, and it wasn't bad. I mean, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just like I'm stuck on the whole Call of Duty like gameplay and the mechanics of it. Like going to other stuff to me like feels terrible. It just if it doesn't have a similar feel to it, like I don't dig it. But maybe I need to broaden my views or my idea on games. But I am curious to see what the new one's going to be like. I mean, I had downloaded the beta. I got the beta and played the new Modern Warfare 2 the multiplayer there for the couple days it was out for PC, and it was a lot of fun. Definitely had a bit different of a feel to it, but it was fun. See, yeah, a friend of mine was really big into the Assassin's Creed game. I played it a couple times with him, but never got into it really much. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like I've gotten so used to what, especially with after the whole last Call of Duty for Dance, and I I'm sure many of you guys have all seen the same thing with everybody talking about. Everybody wants to bring back for Dance. I know we're way off the subject of our season at this point, and now we're talking about gaming, but whatever. But everybody wants to bring back. Everybody's crying and complaining, bring back for Dance. Everything else is trash. And yeah, I mean the new map Caldera and stuff was trash. However, I'm sure a lot of other people realize this too. The Call of Duty and Verdansk came out at a huge point in everybody's lives, as far as anybody that was into gaming. And I know it wasn't like it had a huge turn for me at that point from going from playing, maybe once every couple weeks to playing really regularly because when COVID hit and at the same time that game got dropped, I mean, you had now had a whole entire country and the world sitting at home doing nothing with a brand new game coming out, and it just took off. I mean, and it became hugely popular because of that. Because I mean, you had so much more gameplay, so many more people playing that game because nobody, was working. At least the majority of everybody was sitting at home doing nothing. It changed, and the game honestly helped. At least you were able to get on there at night and have some laughs and still chat and kind of feel like you're hanging out a little bit with your friends and stuff and playing the games. I mean, it was a blast. And we were on there legit almost every single night. After everybody got done during the day and the evenings, I mean, all because at that time nobody was working, so we just all get on there at night and just randomly kind of alternate through teams of four and just play Call of Duty nonstop. There was nothing else to do. Thank you very much, Johnny, for stopping in. Yeah, I'm honestly not staying on here too much longer. I just wanted to get on a little bit tonight. We're kind of getting into other subjects, but I wanted to do the card giveaways. But I'm probably going to hang this up for the evening too. Um, but I appreciate you stopping by and thank you very much for the donation there too, buddy. I really appreciate that. Jeremy, what's up, buddy? How's it going? God, everybody's kind of popping in at different times tonight. I'm surprised even many people are getting on. I know it's Saturday night, but I kind of started this really late. But yeah, and I'm sure you've seen that too. Especially Froggy, during that time, the amount of people at home playing games and the whole gaming aspect of everything was like hugely kind of taken off just because of it. Oh wow, where do you live, Jeremy? You just got off work? 11 o'clock on a Saturday. Oh, that's right. You're Connecticut. I know. Right. Sorry, I didn't say much. I appreciate you stopping by, man. You have a good night too. There'll be some lots of fun videos coming up here, guys. Had some different things going on with. I had a lot of lousy weather last week, so kind of had a mixture. A couple shop videos I put together, a few little backyard bash kind of sessions, and then today I got out and actually had some fun at the park. So there's some fun videos coming up, and I think y'all will enjoy or get a kick out of the whole Chad video. Oh, and I think I forgot. I never got to finish talking about that, and I get sidetracked very easily. Um, you guys will notice on this thumbnail something that I mentioned back a while ago in one of my other videos or something about that I would never do in a thumbnail. Now, in this Chad video, you're going to see it, and I got away with it because it's not me, it's Chad, so it's okay. It's not going against what I believe. But you guys will see it as soon as you see the thumbnail. There's something hugely different about the thumbnail. And honestly, as I was making it, I was laughing just because of it. As soon as I thought, I said, "Well, hey, this is Chad. Chad made the video. Chad did the editing. Chad's making a thumbnail, so he can do what he wants." But like many other people said in here, Chad's a great scapegoat. Something happens. It's Chad's fault. Car broke. It's Chad's fault. Oh, you crashed into a tree? That's Chad's fault too. Exactly. Me, myself, and I. And Jeremy, I was talking about. I said this earlier. Sometimes I started to feel like I was losing it, man, because like I'm talking to other people, even talking to family and friends, and it honestly turned into a discussion of people like going, "Well, what are you gonna do with Chad on this video? What are you met together?" And I start talking about him like it's a real person. I'm like, sometimes I don't know if I'm threading this fine line right now of like people thinking I'm legitimately crazy. I'm not sure, but at any rate, that is true. We are a little crazy there. Motor ASC and another build. Do you think the drivetrain is going to take that there, Froggy? What's up, Eric? How's it going, man? Yeah, just well, yeah. Everybody can, if anybody else has something happen on one of their videos, um, I think we should start like a Chad movement. Anytime that you have a crash in a video, you got to do like we got to start like a hashtag Chad and just start. We got to start seeing that. I think I'm going to start that on any videos that I post up on like Instagram or Facebook or anything else like that. If there you go, hashtag blame Chad. We'll just start doing that, and that'll be everybody's scapegoat. That it wasn't me, it was Chad. Chad was at the wheel. I think it could work. I think it could work. And it's funny. I always feel weird. It's just like I'm always making these jokes and stuff about Chad and stuff like that. It's like I've been waiting for the one guy. One guy that's always drops in the comments on the videos. His name's Chad something. And I've always been waiting for him to drop in and be like, dude, what's your problem with Chads, man? It's not. I don't even know how the whole Chad thing started was, I believe, like I said, was Speed Psycho saying something to me like, that dude looks like a Chad. And it just went from there. Chad, stop blaming me. I don't even know you exactly. uh, he's a trip. But yeah, I do have, there's going to be some funny bits coming up with him because now that I kind of decided that I am going to keep him around at least for a while now, and just randomly bring into some intros. Been coming up with some pretty funny little skits. I've been trying to make them funnier because honestly, everybody in the comments, for the most part, either doesn't comment about the intro or they comment they love it and laugh about it, and it's funny. But there is one dude that is like the troll of my channel. That every time I drop a video with a Chad intro or some sort of Chad bit, it's either he comments, "You're not funny" or "Your intros are stupid." Every time I get it, I just write back to him like, "Well, thanks for the feedback. I forget what the heck the last time I said something to him. Well, I just blow it off. I mean, what? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. If they don't like it, they don't like it. That's fine. But the guy's always just every time he's always in there the same way. Your intros are stupid. You're not funny. It's like, all right, cool. But yet he's in there for every video. So I guess he's just there for the cars. I mean, just to watch the bashes, which is fine. But apparently, I'm not funny at all. So that's fine. I don't know. I don't really consider myself funny. I just do what I would normally do, and apparently, what I do is not funny to him. Yes, I mean, there always is everybody, and that's one thing I've noticed. Energetic frog. Yeah. Yeah, and I noticed it, as the channel grows. there's more and more people that I think you get more of the trolls out there as the channel grows. I think because you got the people that pop in for one thing, to watch the video for a few minutes. They subscribe, but they just find somebody that they caught something in your channel that irritated them, or they thought was they didn't like. So not only stick around just to bust your stones about it every time they see it. But as they say, a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a good comment or a bad comment. YouTube doesn't care. It's all still interaction, and that's what YouTube looks for as far as helping promote your videos. They don't care if it's good or bad. They just look for interaction that people are interacting with your videos, and that's why everybody sits there and says, oh, like the videos, drop the comments down there. Not just because people are trying to get a bunch of stuff in their comments. It's because as people show more interaction with your channel, obviously they know people are actually watching, so YouTube will now promote your video higher and try to get you more exposure. See, I heard the complete opposite, Frog. That still likes or dislikes both count for the same exact thing. It's considered as an interaction as far as somebody interacted with the channel. Sick chat on the troll. Oh, oh, you know what, Jeremy? That could be fun. I could come up with some way. I could put together a video with not really going after the troll directly, but having Chad in a way bust on him somehow, kind of mess around, and he would get the point that it obviously was directed towards him. But then it'd be Chad. See, it's not me; it'd be Chad at that point. So that could be interesting. Didn't want to see certain content. So what are you saying? Are you saying that now? What about a like? What if people like it? Does that change the algorithm, or is it just basically what you're saying is a negative comment or a dislike doesn't minus your numbers in the algorithm? You see me rolling, trolling. Exactly. That's good, Angry Jack. You see me rolling and trolling. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. See that I heard so many different stories, and I was watching a whole bunch of videos earlier on because I started this YouTube channel during really the whole height of COVID. I made a couple little videos here and there when I first made the channel, and I never really did anything with it. And then when COVID hit, it was like again was sitting at home every day with nothing to do. I sat at home for like 11 months straight, never left, never went anywhere. Work was down, and it was a great time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start making some more video. I'm gonna start making videos and actually put a little more time into editing and working on the videos and learning a little bit more about YouTube and how it all works. And that's how the whole channel has come to be at this point. Was COVID. And you know what? All of this COVID, all COVID, I mean, the whole thing has made such a huge change on the way so many things in this world now work and people do things. I mean, between the amount of people now working permanently from home, and people are working permanently remotely, and offices pretty much just closing down because nobody's working in them. It had a huge change on stuff. Why Alex complains, but I found your intro and everything was awesome. I appreciate that, Eric. Yeah, there's just this one dude. Honestly, there's one dude that always every single Chad video. He's always pops up on there. I know he's got like a yellow emblem of some sort. Because as soon as I see it, I never see because I nobody else I ever see in the comments has that. And as soon as I see it, I know he's gonna be on me about the intro and Chad because every time it's always him. Yeah, it was Jeremy. It was the one good thing that happened with COVID, as far as people, a lot of new things were learned how to do things. But I mean, overall, though, I mean, it's had a very negative effect on a lot of stuff. I mean, you know, during that time, and many people now, and it's still going on to this day with trying to get people back to work. A lot of people just do not want to work, and I know it seems like some people think that it's kind of a oh, that's really not what's going on. But I mean, it's like everywhere I go, even just in my smaller town where I live, it's still going on every day where it's like stores are only open until 8 or 9 o'clock at night because they don't have anybody to work the evening crew. Gas stations and convenience stores and certain restaurants and stuff that were open 24 hours a day are no longer because they can't get anybody. They can barely get people to cover their normal day shift, much less a whole nother evening shift. And it did, yes. And that was another thing. It separated a lot of people. Already a lot of people that kind of had weird things with, social anxiety type stuff and dealing with people. And then people got more isolated. And then it was just like they continued that. And I mean, it was a bad situation for the country, that whole thing. I mean, some good things came out of it, just because it did teach a lot of people things. But, you know, what I'm astounded at? Are any of you guys in here on TikTok? Because I just recently got on there. Honestly, I hated it, but I got on there for a separate reason initially. But I got on there, and then I just started posting like my TikTok is not just about RCs either. It's pretty much just all kinds of random weird crap. But I am astounded by how many women out there anymore are on there, and everybody is just selling everything of themselves. It's just mind-boggling. Yeah, uh, I don't even know how to really get into that topic without getting too graphic. But it's amazing that people put no self worth or self pride in themselves that they are willing to show everything for a couple dollars on the internet. It's just, and that I swear it goes back to the same thing where it's like all these people during COVID came back and it's like they didn't want to go back to work. So it's like, oh, well, how can I find an easier way to make money? Oh, well, yeah. Well, I think a lot of people started finding that way. And somehow people are out there for some reason giving all these people money. I don't know. Every time I see the stuff, it just blows my mind. Yes, accurate check. I have seen dating ads before. And, but I'm not talking about like what's it called, Tinder. I mean, I wouldn't consider that really a dating app. Um, vote for Froggy OnlyFans. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, you get on there and you start scrolling through it for a minute, and it's just one after another, after another, after another of the same thing. Of come to my OnlyFans, come to, and it's like, my God, like, and some of it's just sad because you see these girls and they're making these videos, and they're literally their children are crawling around in the background on the floor, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? I can't, what are your kids gonna think about whenever they're, whatever age and on there, and then seeing their mom and them as a toddler crawling around in the background? I mean, people lost all morals, man. I mean, people just, it's sad. It's really sad. See, you could. Hey, Force. Yes, and that's another problem. I mean, you see so many people on there and kids on there that are like you. They're following suit what they're seeing these other people do and these other girls, and it's causing a chain reaction of just bad morals, bad decisions, and all that kind of stuff just ends up going down a rather unfavorable road. No, that's Jeremy. That hits the nail on the head. There is zero common sense anymore. Everybody seems to think because they got. I'm not picking anybody by it. I'm just saying, but everybody thinks because they got a college degree or something that they're smart. You can have all the degrees you want, but if you have no common sense, you're going nowhere. And that's the thing. Nobody has any common sense or um, you know, that whole at a loss. I can't think of what the word I wanted to say. Um, the whole idea of consequences and things like that for their actions, like they don't care. Like everything seems to be like, well, I'll deal with that when it happens. I'll deal with that when it happens. And and then it seems like when people do finally get hit with the consequences of something, they're like in shock. Like, oh no, this can't be. This I'm being treated unfairly. It's like, well, no, you're just now dealing for your stupid decisions you made. People are living. It is. We're turning into a real life GTA. That might be true. Yeah, it's you know how many people I have met with college degrees. They were some of the stupidest freaking people I ever met. I mean, there's people that you know I have worked with and met recently that I'm just astounded. It's like, dude, how did you make it this far in life? How are you still alive? How are you even breathing? Because uh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Things are definitely turning and not in the right direction for the world at the moment, and it's kind of scary because you don't know what the heck this place is going to be like in another. At one point it's just like, oh, another 50 years, but no, I mean another 10, 20 years. It's going to be an interesting situation out there. Yeah, force. That is that is no joke. I have over the last couple years have put together my own insurance, and trying to keep myself and any family and stuff like that safe because when all hell breaks loose, and at some point, I'm not going to be one of those crazy people thinking like everything's going to go to hell suddenly, but there's a good chance of it at any moment, in any town. It's happened all over the country, and you know you can't rely on the police at the time, not because they're not willing to, but because there's just not enough. And things start going on in smaller neighborhoods and stuff like that. You got to be able to take care of yourself. So I have definitely made that a priority with a lot of things. So was this bro was driving. My receiver wire was cut. Batteries were good. Yeah, dude, I use voice text while driving everywhere now. I don't text on there. I have the phone hooked up to my truck, hit the button and just voice text through the truck because trying to type while driving. I mean, hell, most of the people out there usually I'm dodging cars as it is. Everybody constantly drifting across the yellow lines because there's somebody else on their phone not paying attention. It's like bumper cars out there half times. On Dirty Jersey. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely I have to use the work phone. I have one of those magnetic type things that snap up towards the dash, so that I can still see everything. Because with work, like a lot of our calls and stuff like that pop up on there, and I gotta actually keep track of it and make sure I don't ignore the phone too long. On the weekends, obviously we're clear and free, but during the week, if I'm not driving, I have it up. But I just, if it's a longer text, I'll hit the little button to have it read me the message over the truck so I can hear it that way, and then just respond to it with the voice text, because texting and trying to type while driving is just a bad, bad situation. Hey man, a get together in New Jersey, big bash and run session. When's that? 'Cause that area is not too far for me. I mean, it's like a 4.5 hour drive. Yeah, I didn't know. Any dirty Jersey remember? I don't remember that at all, man. Ow. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything about that. I've been a little bit honestly, like sometimes I've honestly been a little spotty on trying to watch stuff on YouTube and catching up on some things, guys. Like if there's ever things on, I'm not catching up on channels because it's all kind of depends on my work schedule at the time right now. It's been weird. Going from my last job where I traveled all the time, 99% of the times I was always home. I was always gone on weekends and home at some point during the week. I was coming home like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And I was home during the week, and I was able to kind of plan out. Yeah, I'm in PA. I'm right near Pittsburgh. I'm just a little bit north of Pittsburgh. And I was talking with Speed Psycho about that. We were talking about trying to getting up to Detroit, um, and have another little bash up there at some point. Um, but it's been weird now going to a job now where I'm during the week, like I'm kind of free a lot of times, but I'm on call, so I can't really go out. I can't really go running off too far. Um, but I'm off during the weekends. Well, it's kind of like the complete opposite of where I was before, because before I was always gone during the weekends and home some point during the week. And it was a lot easier to go out places and bash because, during the week and especially with school, the motocross track was free to use. The BMX tracks were usually pretty free to use. The skate parks were kind of hit and miss depending on the time of the day, and things like that. But now, where my free time is during the weekends, now I'm kind of running into this problem where, well, now it's the weekend, so the motocross track's busy every weekend, of course. The BMX tracks are being used, and the skate parks are always being used. So it's actually become a lot more difficult to find good places to run and have bash, because my usual places are always used during weekends, especially. So kind of noticed that just this past weekend. It's like the change in jobs was great with being home and being home on weekends, but it kind of has now affected where I can run, because it's a lot harder, that's for sure. Now, once the motocross track here, once it starts getting a lot colder, getting cold, they'll shut down, and I'll have that free to use up until there's too much snow to run down there, because they'll be using the indoor track, and the same with the BMX tracks. But right now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they're always holding practices and races down there. So it's been shocked. Where's I have seen so many people talk about the pit on Facebook channels and stuff like that. Is that in Jersey or is that in Detroit? Yeah, Kansas City, it's the same thing. It's like I'm realizing if I want to go out and run it in these places, especially skate parks, I got to get out there really early before everybody else decides to roll out of bed, because if you try and roll out there, 10, 11, noon, um, it's done. Everybody's already out there. It's in Jersey. So, what town in Jersey? I'm just curious because I'm curious to see exactly how far away this is. I'm gonna look up on my Waze. Jackson. Yep. Jackson. Jackson, New Jersey. Yeah, that's exactly it. The skaters and all those people usually don't roll out of bed until noon. So anytime after that, you're pretty much not happening. But before that, it's calculating my route here. We'll see. Well, okay, so it's a little bit further than I thought, but it's basically 5.5, 6 hours, depending on time of day and all that. So I mean, obviously, be a trip coming out there and kind of staying out there for an evening. Coming out maybe early on a Friday after work, crashing out there and getting a hotel room, and then running on a Saturday or something like that. Stay in a cabin. They got cabins up there. What's up, heavy metal? Oh, speaking. Oh, heavy metal, dude. I haven't talked to you or seen you in a hot minute, but I don't even know if you've been following along heavy metal with the whole Chad thing going on the channel. But as soon as I say this, you'll know what I'm talking about. I made a thumbnail and I did something in the thumbnail I've never done before, and you'll get a kick out of it. But it wasn't me, it was Chad, so it was okay. Just so you know. Yeah. Do you guys heavy, you guys still do lives? I never see you guys anymore. Unless YouTube is like kicked you out of my algorithm or something because I never see your guys' live streams anymore with you and my brain isn't working tonight, guys. Gabe and everybody. Are you guys still doing lives? Yeah, I haven't seen you around for a while. Took a much needed YouTube break. Yeah. You know, I at this point I have been running pretty decent with not affecting my normal work schedule, my normal life, with being able to do a video like every 2 to 3 days. And a lot of people think, "Wow, that's a lot." Now I kind of get a lot of videos made a little bit ahead of time, so that even if I were to tomorrow had to be gone for a solid week or 8 days, that I still have videos already uploaded and set on YouTube so that, you know, I have stuff kind of backed up like that because you don't ever know what the weather's gonna be like. I not be able to run for a week, anything. So I try to get together a bunch of some videos and put together some content and keep it uploaded so that I can kind of rotate through them and not go too far behind. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Brutally. Oh, nice. I know heavy metal. It it can definitely get expensive, man. You start working on a project car or having a bunch of cars and trying to upgrade stuff, and it's like, oh, I want to get this for this, I want to get this for that, and you start looking at like what you're spending. It racks up fast. It racks up real fast. Yeah, you got to balance everything. They say everything in moderation. One of the, my grandfather died whenever I was probably like, I'm gonna say around like 8 years old, somewhere in that area, 7, 8 years old, I think. And that is one of the things, really the main thing I ever remember that man telling me, time and time again, was everything in moderation, everything in moderation. And I remember we used to have these stupid little conversations about it, but it definitely is true. It doesn't matter if it's supposedly good for you or bad for you, but everything in moderation. I don't know this RC guy garage keeps going. What's up? Yeah. Yeah. There's been there's been a few channels out there, and I'm not getting any names at all. I don't want to. I don't get into this drama stuff. Um, but it's been weird lately. There's been a number of channels that I've come across during lives and some different things, and it's like it's turned into like this little drama fest. It was really weird. It was like I know right now this is the whole conversation we've been getting into. We started off with RCs and been talking about gaming and all kinds of stuff. However, like they were literally turning into this drama fest about other people and things going on. It's like, what the heck's going on? Like, what does this have to do with anything to do with this hobby and stuff? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know if people. What's up, RC Master? How's it going, bud? Yeah, there's been. I don't know if people have just been bored, running out of things to talk about, or what. But it's been a little bizarre. Yeah, I mean, we're all having fun. It's well, you are. I mean, you're right. Heavy metal. It's grown men playing with toys. At the same token, it's a hobby. Yes, it's cars. Remote control cars and stuff we all played with as kids. But it's still a hobby. And just like lots of people have different hobbies, whether or not you're into playing, a violin, any hobby, it's a hobby, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to feel like a job. It's not supposed to feel like work. It's supposed to be fun and enjoyable. And I think too many people push themselves, and I think too many times it all comes down to everybody trying to push it into not a hobby anymore and pushing it into a way to make money, and that's where you lose it, and that's where it no longer becomes fun anymore. And that's one thing I try to look at. And sometimes I started finding myself a couple times with this going, wow, what if this actually turned into like something really huge at some point? And it's like, you know what? It honestly would kind of scare me if it ever did. Because I don't ever want to lose why all I ever started any of this in the first place was because I enjoyed the hobby. I love the cars, going out there, having bashes, working on them, doing the whole thing. And I don't ever want to lose that part. Because it's been a great community. It's a lot of fun and a lot of great people, and I don't ever want it to feel like my hobby and other people's love for the hobby is now turning into a money maker to where that's my sole reason of doing it. So many people make it. Yeah, they do make it way too serious. People take it way too serious, and I get it because it's like I see how people you start making that turn where it's like, oh well, hell, I can now make a living off of YouTube. I mean, realistically, YouTube, eh, you got to have a lot of subscribers and a lot of people for this to ever be your sole thing. Um, so that's not what it's ever been about. And you know, but I think a lot of people start getting driven too far that direction and lose sight of why they started in the first place. Yeah, you can, and there's too much money going back into it. A lot of the people have other channels out there of things and talking about things, and they don't have to regularly every single video. You're not out there trashing a car and breaking $100 or $200 worth of stuff and destroying three, four, five, six cars. That constant money that's all going back into it again. It's like you're not making money in this hobby. It's not about that. Yeah, Kansas, and that's whenever I built that Techno and I was going to start racing it, I went up there and honestly, a couple experience. I had fun on the indoor tracks, um, but I had a few occasions up there when I was running the indoor track with people that were into the racing. They're up there racing and they're up there practicing, and I was kind of amazed. I would say it was about 80% of them were great. They were nice people, fun to hang out with. but there was a large majority for the small amount of people there that they were just plain they were jagoffs. I mean, the way that they acted about stuff, um, and the way that they were acting towards other people and their seriousness level about it was just like I didn't really know if that was what I wanted to really get involved with. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not beginning to try to find. I mean, I go out, I enjoy it. I try going out there, and I've kind of started and built this channel to where I knew what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to put out regular videos because I'm out. I mean, I do go out quite a bit. During the weekends, I'm out at least a couple times. I try to get out at least once during the week, just because that's what I want to go out and run, one way or another. Whether I have my ramp set up in my backyard or we go down, you know, to the motocross track or whatever. So I've tried to keep a consistent time of videos that I put out, um, just because a lot of people like that I've ever subscribed to on YouTube. If I know I can watch regular content there, it's a little more appealing, I think, to subscribe to them because you can kind of expect something in another 3 days or 4 days or whatever their schedule is that you can kind of how you're gonna have regular stuff coming. That's why I've tried to keep with that consistency, I guess. Yes, Kansas, they do. They take the fun out of it. I remember, man. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping in, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Take care. Have a good night. I'll tell Chad you said hi. But yeah, that was kind of it. I mean, this one dude up there, it was a practice. It was an open practice for anybody that wanted to come up there. And it's just a big open track, um, open to the public. I mean, there is 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds and people out there just ripping their cars around the track. I mean, just recklessly crashing. And I never forget, man. It was like one of the first times I went up there. This younger kid crashed into the back of this dude's race buggy, and I can't remember if he broke his wing or something happened. And this dude started going off. Like he was up on the top part of the podium thing, like driving, like the top upper deck thing. Kid's down there, and he just starts yelling, "Done, man! I just can't believe they just let people come in here and just do what they want." And I'm like, dude, you're in an open practice with kids out there. Like, why are you taking one of your buggies that you actually race with? If you care that much about it, why are you taking it out there with people ripping sentins and granites and stuff around the track? Like, if you care about it enough, have some common sense and don't take it out there because those kids don't know. They just want to go rip the thing off and jump and fly. Like, again, people know common sense, guys. Well, guys, um, I think I'm going to call tonight. Like I said, I'll get the ornaments mailed out this week to the two guys that won those. I might try to get a hold because my local hobby shop has more of these, from what I remember. I might stop down there this week and see if I can get maybe 4 or 6 more of these, and maybe we'll try to get some more of these away because obviously Christmas is coming up, and they're kind of cool, kind of unique little Arma Felony Christmas ornaments. It was nice talking with you, Heavy. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna do it. I'm gonna get out of here and go get some sleep, and hopefully go out tomorrow and have a little fun with the Typhon 6S and see if I can make it out to 200 feet. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Kansas. Appreciate everybody stopping in, guys. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend, and hopefully it's not raining. You guys get to go out and have a little fun too. But have a good one, Molds. I'll get your stuff mailed out. All right. Well, y'all have a good night, guys. Take it easy, everybody.